standing at Buffalo Creek, which is the newest rapid on South Fork of the Boise. This rapid was created in a big blowout last year, and it created one of the biggest challenges that we're going to see on the South Fork for some time to come. This rapid has got multiple sections in it, and those multiple sections, any one of them, if you have a challenge within it, can lead to catastrophic failure in the next section. The rapid itself may look to some people like it's very runnable, but it does have some hazards that are ever-changing and are going to create some challenges. The biggest challenge that most people will have when they get to this location, they may look at the rapid and make a decision that it is runnable. For some experienced boaters, very possibly it is runnable. For those who are not sure, maybe they don't have quite the experience, they need to look at the Portage as their only option for getting around this. The crew from the Elmore County Search and Rescue, the Forest Service, decided that this would be a great opportunity for us to improve the Portage by moving the rocks, moving the wood, and actually cutting a few trees in order to make this a lot safer and easier portage around this rapid. We were lucky enough to not have cliff walls. We actually had an embankment that we could actually do some work with in order to be able to re-enter the river below the rapid. It is still challenging. Be very careful. Be aware that proper footwear whenever you walk through this is going to definitely be a necessity. Entry back into the river is very limited, and so you do need to be prepared to pack light so that you're not trying to deal with heavy dry boxes, heavy coolers, and your largest boats when you're actually getting back into the water. The portage that we just put in here is going to allow folks for options, and I think that's the real key thing. We don't want folks to look at the rapid and think there's no way around this. We want them to look at it and say, what's the smartest decision we can make? And if that is to portage for them, we wanted them have that to where they could do it successfully. South Fork of the Boise, one of the most beautiful areas that you're going to go to, especially as close to actually Mountain Home and to Boise that it is. The South Fork doesn't require a permit. You can launch on this one without, and the fact that it doesn't have a road running right beside of it. If you can imagine one that has 19 miles of roadless access, such a spectacular place. Bald eagles, golden eagles, osprey, the wildlife that you have the potential to see out here is just out of this world. Definitely one of the jewels that we've got in the state of Idaho. The South Fork from Danskin Bridge down to Neal Bridge has basically 2 or 3 separate areas in it that when we talk about rafting. The upper stretch of it, it's a very nice leisurely float that at the 1600 flow, very navigable, easy to get down through. It is private property on both sides, so definitely respect that. No camping, and limit your getting up on the banks unless you absolutely have to. Once you enter the actual canyon area where the river's going to get much narrower and start to pick up speed, for a period through about mile 7 or 8, you won't see many rapids, but you will see more difficult walls of the canyon in order for you to potentially get out of. Once you've actually gotten in down to the rapid areas, getting out from the river itself takes a great deal of knowledge of where roads and access points might be. As you get down to some of these rapids then, you pretty much are on your own. There are not many ways out of the canyon until you actually get down to Neal Bridge. One of the things that we really have to consider while we're out here, we have to understand that the remoteness of this location could mean that an accident, a piece of equipment failing, somebody actually being stuck in the middle of a rapid, you may be at least a day away from actual rescue opportunities. And you might not get reported that you're actually out here on the river and haven't showed up until the next day. So keep in mind that even a class 3 out here, just a simple mistake, an accident, can turn into a very life-threatening situation.
Okay, off forward now.
The biggest challenges we see on this stretch are the unknowns, whether that be from the rapids, the weather, the potential for fires. Everything put together means that you really do need to have a great game plan when you come down here. Respect it. Make sure that simple things like an area that has no toilet facilities is being respected. Take care of your water situations before you come down here, and by all means leave notification. Make sure you have a game plan for folks to know when you're supposed to be here and when you're supposed to be coming out.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Church. I'm the Mountain Home District Ranger responsible for recreation on the lower South Fork of the Boise River. This landscape has been heavily impacted by wildland fires and mudslides over the last several years, and the river is in an ever-changing condition. Slopes above the river are still unstable and may be up to the next decade. I urge you to gather as much information as you can before you launch, and it's a beautiful river, and I hope you enjoy your experience.